I'm Teacher Jen from Kangaroo Study. Welcome back to our channel again. Now, in this video, we're going to continue our Math Olympiad adventures by looking at this new topic. This is what we call the worker problem. So, let us take a look at the first question. Now, this one says one worker can build 4 parts in 2 days. Given that all the workers are working at the same rate, how many parts can 6 workers build in 3 days' time? So, let's think. In this question here, we are given 3 different things. We got the workers, who is doing the work. Then we got the time, the number of days here, the time needed to finish the work. And of course, we have the work done by the workers themselves. So the number of parts they can finish. So let's list down everything into 3 columns. We got the worker, the time, and the work done by them. So at first, this one worker, 2 days, can finish 4 parts. So when we are solving this type of question, we can always go back to the very basic and run. Let me ask you this question. How about one worker, 1 day, how many parts can they finish? Oh, you can notice that this is quite simple. Because now if it's one worker 1 day, you see from 2 days to 1 day, that's half the time before. So the number of days divided by 2. Now of course the amount of work done will be more or less. Very good, everyone. This will be less amount of work done here. So the amount of work also divided by 2. So they finish 2 parts here. Now they are asking for 6 workers in 3 days' time. Let's make it into 6 workers. So notice that if the amount of time remains the same, then we only need to check for the worker. Every single one of them can do 2U. Now it's 6 of them. So the number of workers times 6. This means the amount of work done can also times 6. So now they can finish 12 units. So let's check. Eventually they are asking for 6 workers, 3 days time. Now let's change the number of days into 3. So the time has increased. How about the amount the work done? Would be more or less. Very good, everyone. This will be more work done by the workers here. So the time is 3 times before, times 3. So the work done is also 3 times before, 12 times 3. Now, you can finish 36 parts. So the answer for question 1, this will be 36. So let's do a quick summary on this question here. So in the first question, we will notice that if the number of workers increase, would the work done increase or decrease? Perfect. Amount of work done should also increase. Now, how about it go the other way? If the number of workers decrease, how about work done? Yes, now this will be decrease as well. Now, let's check about the time here. If the time duration increase, would they do more work or less work? Yes, now they have done more work here. Now, if the time decrease, how about the work done? It will be less than before. So after knowing this, right, we can always go back to the very basic, which is finding one worker, 1 day. So now, let us take a look at question 2. So in this question here, 2 students can solve 4 questions in 3 days. Given that all students solve the question at the same rate, how many questions can 6 students solve in 12 days? So let's think. In this one, we got the students, the time, and the number of questions they can finish. So we must ask ourselves, 2 students, 3 days can finish 4 questions. Are we able to use the same method just now? Are we able to find 1 student 1 day can finish how many questions? Oh, we notice that now this is not possible. You know why? Because this is 3 days. Now, if we want to find for 1 day, what should we do? Yes, we need to divide by 3. But you notice that 4 questions, this cannot be divided by 3. So we cannot find 1 person 1 day. But if we observe between the number that they're asking for 6 students, 12 days. Now, from 2 students to 6 students, what are the relationships? Oh, we'll notice that 2 students to 6 students, this is 3 times before. Now, about the number of days from 3 days to 12 days, what are the relationships? Very good, everyone. Now this is 4 times before. Now, because there is a direct multiple relationships between the number of workers and the number of days. So what we can do is, we don't have to find 1 person 1 day here. Now we can just times the multiple directly. For example, let's change it into 6 worker 3 days first. So the number of workers is 3 times before. Now, of course, the number of questions done is also 3 times before. So times 3. Now they can finish 12 questions. So let's check. Now they want it to be 12 days. Let's change it in from 6 worker, 3 days into 6 worker, 12 days. How about the time here? We can see that now this is 4 times before. 3 times 4 is 12. So the amount of work done is also 4 times before. So 12 times 4. They can finish 40 questions here. So the answer for this question is 48. So let us do a quick summary on question 2 here. For the question 2 here, we will notice that since we cannot find one person one day, so what we can do is we can look for the multiple relationship between them. After we find it, we always keep one of the quantity to be unchanged. If you change the number of people, then the number of days should remain the same. Now then, if you change the number of days, then the number of people should remain the same. So what we do is we times the other quantity by the multiple here. So after we clear about these 2 questions, let's look at the challenge for today. Now in the question 3 here, 12 workers, they can paint 5 rooms in 20 hours. Given that all the workers, they work at the same rate, how many rooms can 8 workers paint in 12 hours? So let's think. Are we able to find 1 worker 1 hour can paint how many rooms? Definitely this cannot be done. Because if 5 rooms only, it cannot be divided by 20 and cannot be divided by 12. We won't get a whole number here. So how about the second method? Are we able to find the direct multiple relationships? So from 12 workers to 8 workers. We notice that this is not possible. It's not a direct multiple relationships. Then how about 20 hours to 12 hours? This one also cannot. 20 to 12, there's no direct multiple here. So what we can do is that now we can assume the very basic, which will be 1 worker, 1 hour can do 1 unit of work. Now when this is the case, let's check the number that's given. If it's 12 workers 1 hour, how many units of work can they finish? Very good, everyone. So now each of them do 1 unit. If it's 12 of them, they can finish 12 units. Now let's change the time into 20 hours. If they can do it in 20 hours, every hour is 12U. So 20 hours will be 12 times 20. They can finish 240 units of work. So let me ask you this question. Now, in order to paint 5 rooms here, how many units of work has been done? Yes, they have done a total of 240 units of work. So 5 rooms will be 240U. This amount of work done. How about 1 room? Since all the rooms are the same, so divide by 5. This will be 48U for 1 room. So next thing we can think. Now, they have 8 workers paint them in 12 hours time. So let's check. If it's 8 workers, 1 hour, how many units can they do? Yes, they can do 8U. Now let's increase it into 12 hours. What do we do? Yes, we just need to times 12. So 8 workers, 8 units, times 12 give us 96 units of work. So this group of workers, now they can finish 96 units of work. Now we already know that 48U of the work is 1 room. How many rooms have they painted? Perfect. Now this will be 96 divided by 48. So they have painted a total of 2 rooms. The answer is 2. So after we are clear about this question, let's summarize all 3 questions that we have learned here. Now in the first question, this is the simplest type, where we can just simply find 1 person 1 day. So sometimes this is not possible. We cannot find 1 person 1 day. It won't be a whole number. So what can we do? Yes, we can look for the multiple relationships. After we find it, make sure we always keep one of the quantity to be unchanged. If you change the number of people, the time must remain the same. If you change the time, the number of people must remain the same. Keep one of them to be unchanged, then you times the other by the multiple given. So about the third type, this is where we cannot do both of these 2 types here. First one cannot work, second one also cannot work. So if both cannot, we can just assume the very basic. 1 person, 1 day, it will be 1 unit of work. Of course, it depends on the question. Some question is given in terms of days, some is given in terms of hours. So we have to change this part accordingly. Now, after we are clear about the question for today, I'm going to give you this practice question here. This is very similar to question 3 we did just now. So if you figure out the answer, you can post your answer in the comment section. Or else, you can also contact me directly. Here is my WeChat and WhatsApp contact. You can add me in WeChat and WhatsApp and we can discuss the solutions together. So once again, if you want to get more about our math training in our center, you can also join our study group here. So until the next time, peace out.